Happy Sunday, sinners, and welcome to All Aboard for Hell, a production that hopefully gives you amusement and imperils your soul. My name is Paul. Joining me is Anne, as ever, and today we want to talk about trauma, some real serious stuff. And what better way to start the conversation on PTSD, generational trauma, and all that stuff than with a film that perfectly exemplifies the terror that those things bring? Barbie!
Hell yeah!
Yeah, so I have to say, this film blew me away because I had no expectations for it. None. And it came out, I took my mom to see it and my fiance. Tomorrow we get married, by the way. Happy Barbie Day, I guess.
Hey.
I don't know. Yeah. It was just great. I don't know what to say. You saw it recently, Sunday, I think you said.
I saw it Sunday, but I had watched it when it first came out on HBO Max because the girls wanted to watch it. And for whatever reason, I don't know why we didn't go to the theaters to watch it, but it was phenomenal. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be because I personally hate Barbies. I hated them growing up. Everyone gave them to me because I was a girl, and I'm like, And I've basically made every single Barbie that weird ass motherfucking Barbie.
That is not a surprise to me. Yeah, that's on brand.
Seriously, I would take a lighter and just burn the fucking hair off. Oh my God, I loved it. I'm a fucking psycho.
Why? What did Barbie ever do to you?
It's not necessarily what Barbie did to me. It's the fact that I hate any kind of dolls. And I remember getting those fucking porcelain dolls that like the eyes blink and they're creepy as fuck. And no.
Yeah, those are terrifying. My mom once actually made me get rid of a doll that looked somewhat like a Child's Play doll, Chucky.
Oh, okay.
She was terrified of it, okay?
I mean, I would be too. Fuck that thing.
I thought it was just fucking hilarious to look at. Look at his big stupid face. I'd slap the shit out of him. She was worried that I would eventually piss him off and we'd all die. My mom is a somewhat superstitious person.
You know what? I could see that happening. I can see young Paul doing that.
Yeah. The Barbies in the movie, though, the weird Barbie is the one you're talking about. And
she was played by what? Kate McKinnon?
Was it Kate McKinnon playing her?
I believe it was.
I think so.
Yeah.
Kate McKinnon, Barbie. Yep, she was the weird Barbie.
Yeah. It was perfect. I loved it. The fact that she was stuck in a split because I fucked mine up so bad that they were stuck in whatever position they're in. So that was just like, I didn't expect it to bring back childhood memories because I hated Barbies, but the fact that they integrated that kind of Barbie was amazing. Yeah.
This Barbie does X. This Barbie does Y. This Barbie sits in a corner and cries. There was a Barbie for everyone, truly.
Yes.
And Barbie Land, as it is portrayed, is one of the most saccharine sweet shitholes I've ever seen. It's terrifying. I knew this movie was going to be something. So here was my expectation for the film, okay? My expectation was I would take my fiance and my mom to see a goofy, lighthearted, silly comedy, you know? I mean, both the leading actor, actress, you know what I mean? Fantastic and funny people. So I thought, this has got to be a comedy, right? This has got to be. So,
no, it's going to like rip your heart out and make you fucking cry.
Yes, it did. Because Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling work so fucking well together as a pair of like dumb bimbos. but actually, no, Ken's the dumb one. Barbie's not an idiot.
No.
Which I love that way that she got represented. So to set this scene, right? I showed up in, I think, like a almost white slacks, a pink button up, and everybody else did too. Literally everyone in the theater was wearing a shade of pink. And I have never seen such coordination among strangers before. I suspected I was around good folks, right? So for anyone who has not seen it, number one, go watch it. Number two, prepare for tears, okay? You remember that scene in Toy Story 3 where they all start holding hands on the way to the furnace? Okay, well, it's not quite like that. It's even worse. It's more traumatic because it deals with this is a deconstruction kind of film. It takes these popular ideas, it takes this icon of the 20th century consumer culture, Barbie, and it flips it on its head and produces something that is genuinely a good film. I was so blown away. What about you? Did you do any research going in, or did you just go blind and say, yeah, fuck it, why not?
No, I went in blind. The only thing I knew about it was, Margot Robbie was in it, Ryan Gosling, and I had heard the song by Billie Eilish, What Was I Made
Hmm.
For? And that made me cry before I even watched the Barbie movie. That's all I knew about it. So when I was watching it and I could hear the instrumentals kind of coming in with that song, like, oh my God, this is a sad moment. It's getting there. And then when it kind of crescendos and you actually get to hear the fucking song when she's deciding, am I going to be a human or am I going to stay a Barbie? I was bawling my eyes out.
Yes, it was very well done. Although I have to say, like, um, my favorite characters in the movie, like, they're definitely the ones you did not expect. Like Alan, who is this milquetoast played by Michael Cera, and there's one scene. If you haven't seen it, there's going to be fucking spoilers in this episode.
Oh yeah,
So,
sorry. Yes, spoilers.
yeah, it's not a casual conversation. We're not taking a deep dive either, but like Alan's character was wonderful. He was just kind of there. He was the only dude who wasn't a complete piece of shit Ken.
Oh
And
my
in
God,
that,
yes. He was like
yeah,
that nerd that you make fun of in school. Like the
mm,
jocks that are basically the Kens are the jocks and he's the nerd
yeah.
getting shoved into lockers. That's him.
Well, that is, but at one point it's oh God, how can I even? There's a war in Barbie Land. All right,
Hmm.
okay. The Barbie house becomes the Mojo Dojo Casa house. um, Ken, being the himbo that he is, thinks that patriarchy is about horses and cowboys.
And trucks.
It's like, yeah, oh yeah, that's right,
And
trucks.
trucks.
And as
And
I'm sitting in
brewski
the
beers.
theater, yes,
Sorry.
yes, that's right. Oh my God, fuck, this is quotable moments. Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Now, when you went, you saw it online? That's right, that's right. Sorry, you didn't see it in theater. So, what did the girls think of it? Are they a little young for it, or?
No, I mean they like Barbies. At least Emma does, and she loved it. Ari thought it was cool too, but Emma really loved it. So, but
Good,
obviously the
good, good,
adult
good.
jokes kind of went over their heads. And
Mm.
then when I was crying, she's like, "Oh, you're crying because you're a mom." I'm like, "You know what, bitch? I am.
Yeah,
I am."
I'm going to let me hazard a guess. The crying happened at that scene where America Ferrera's character gave that devastating speech about how goddamn hard it is to be a woman in America. Was that
Yes.
was that
Well, I
it?
mean that wasn't the moment. It was the moment when they said,
Oh,
what was it? We mothers stand still so our daughters look back to see how far they come. That
oh
line. Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That was well
But
done.
the America Ferrera speech was like, fuck
Hmm.
yeah, this is me. I'm still living this fucking life. You know what I'm saying?
She knocked it out the park. She really did. And that speech, as I'm listening to it, I see that there's not a lot of guys in the theater with me. It's
Mm-hmm.
mainly older dudes who have
Yeah.
brought their daughters or their parents, for example. That's what I was like, whatever. It's supposed to be a goofy film. Why not? Let's fucking do it. And I wonder the extent to which this movie hit the few young guys that I saw and what their impression of it must have been. Because in this film, America Ferrera, I should say her character name, but I just know the actors. Beyond Barbie and Ken, I can't remember
I,
anybody.
I don't know what her name was. Holy shit.
Yeah, she did really great. Most forgettable fucking character, but memorable speech. And I
Uh,
think that might have been
Gloria. Her name was Gloria.
Gloria. That's it. Okay, yes. So Gloria gives this speech to all the Barbies who are at this point oppressed by Kens, just talking about how goddamn hard it is to be a woman. You have to be I can't remember the speech, but I remember at some point she was like just listing all the contradictions you have to balance. And I was like, I'm so fucking glad I'm a dude. No one expects this shit from me. And that's brutally unfair. It really is. Like you sit and actually think about it, she's completely on fucking point. But this is an idea that that's not news to me. I mean, most of my friends are women. I've heard about this basically my whole life. This is what happens when you're a talker. Your guy friends don't do shit. Literally, even with them, I'm like, yeah, put a fucking game on. Let's get some beers out. It is kind of like a Ken move. It is. Um,
Yeah, but
but
then for women, that's just real life for us, the
it
whole double
really
standards
is.
of
Hmm.
trying to be, you know, everything that she said that was contradictory, we
Hmm.
live that on a daily basis. And to see it be put into a movie like that, that was unexpected. Because if you really think about it, Barbie itself, the doll, the body expectations is unrealistic.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That I remember that when I was a kid. This is back before I actually took media very seriously, because I remember people complaining about Barbie, and I'm like, wow, look at that. This bitch is jealous of a plastic doll. That's how I think of myself sounding as a teenager, because God, I was a cringy son of a bitch. But you're right. Representation in media does have a big effect. I kind of wish it didn't. I've never really felt pressured by what I've read or watched or heard in popular media to do any one particular thing. But to be fairly observed, all the media is made for me anyway, or most of it is. So never felt that. But
Well, lucky
yeah,
you son of a
I
bitch.
I mean, I'm just saying,
No, I
I'm
mean,
not
it's
saying
true.
I'm so fucking glad. I'm saying, like, yeah, I've been catered to my whole fucking life to the degree I never even noticed it.
Exactly.
At,
And you know what? It is a call to
through the media.
arms for the men to do better.
Mm. Well, I don't know if that's likely just from watching a movie, but
No,
I
no.
have to have some faith that the ideas presented, because this is a movie that is feminist as shit. And I don't think
It
anyone really
is.
expected
Yeah.
that. Now, I'll put it this way. The word feminism or feminist in some circles is really contentious. Not even by people who are outright, fuck them feminazis. No, no, we're not talking about those people. There's people, a scientist I respect, Carolyn Porco. She leads the Cassini imaging mission
Okay.
for Saturn. Well, it's over with for a while. But she stated it very bluntly. I don't even know what the word means anymore. First wave, second, third, radical? Are we sex positive, sex negative? Is it a case of trans inclusive, exclusive? Broadly speaking, I understand why people are a little leery about it. But if you value any kind of fairness, that you shouldn't discriminate against anybody based on something they cannot control, their complexion, their gender, that you're pretty much a feminist by default, even if you don't want to take the title. You have the same goals, put it that way. And I think expressing these ideas in a way that is palatable for pop media, that is not common anymore. I mean, we got like 37 fucking Transformer movies. We're on John Wick 33 and a half.
Fast and
Like,
Furious
fuck.
35.
God damn, I have never seen one fucking Fast and Furious.
Don't you
Not
fucking
one.
dare. Fast and
I have
Furious
not.
is my fucking jam.
Is it your family? Sorry, I had to
Listen,
do it.
Dominic is like a brother to me, okay?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Um, anyway, yeah, I thought it was a spectacular film. You know, you brought up a point though. How the hell did they get away with portraying Mattel in that way?
Seriously, because from everything that I've watched or like the interviews that I watched afterwards, they were talking about how they had to clear everything with Mattel. So how did Mattel clear the way they were portrayed? Because dude, they were portrayed like a bunch of sexist bitches. Well, not bitches, but a bunch of sexist assholes?
Mm.
So how did they get away with it? How did they get their approval? Apparently they just walked them through it saying, "Hey, it's going to look like this." So Mattel knew everything that was going to happen, but how did you allow that? Unless they were just in for it, like, "Hey, whatever, it'll make money."
I think that that's probably what it was. More likely than not, it was a case of, oh, we're going to be able to bank so much off of this. Ain't nobody buying Barbies anymore. It's a fucking
That's true.
recession. It's goddamn that no one's buying these dolls. Now we got to make them in all the different complexions. There's someone at Mattel who was pissed as hell until he saw the profit margins,
They're
right?
like, "All right, money talks." I guess
I
that's
also,
life. Money always talks.
that is true. I don't care what language you speak, money is money. And as it happens, this one, like, how fast did it clear 1 billion?
So fucking fast.
First billion-dollar movie faster than any Warner Brothers movie directed solely by a woman. So,
Yes.
Greta Gerwig, we could learn from you.
Yes, we can.
How many people have like completely cribbed her style or something and just won't admit it? Like
I'm sure
people
there's a
will
lot.
people will talk for hours about Stanley Kubrick and all he did, Akira Kurosawa, but I don't think women directors get the respect they really fucking deserve. Like, why?
Why not? I mean, listen, she is phenomenal. And after seeing Barbie, I look
Mhm.
forward to what she's going to do with Narnia.
Wait, what?
The Chronicles of Narnia. She's going to do the movies on Netflix or something.
I have no interest in Narnia. I'm so
You know what's.
sorry.
Oh, God.
I don't get it. I understand that there's a need for fantasy and escapism. It's like it was all a dream. Okay, kids. Well, those fucking Nazis are shelling the hell out of everyone, and there's not much we can do about it. Anyway, have this tea. Yes, I made it with mushrooms from my own garden. We're about to take a trip together. If this is going to be the end, it's going to be a hell of a ride. That's really like, if a British person hears that, does that sound insulting? Well, go fuck yourself. I'll do David Attenborough next. I don't give a shit.
Oh my God.
But
Listen, Narnia is fucking amazing. That's all.
sure it is.
Listen, Aslan is
Uh,
Jesus.
don't cite the deep magic to me, which I was there when it was written. That's a pretty fucking funny line, though. That's good.
Uh,
So, yeah. Of the different parts of the film, like, what was most memorable to you?
oh, you know what? I really liked the way they were so accurate with portraying what Barbie Land would look like. Because if
Hmm.
I had thought of creating it, that's what I would do. The plastic. They made it to look like the toys that have happened throughout the years. Not that I would know, unless I burned
Sure.
them. Anyway, but no, it just really looked like Barbie Land to me. And then the switch over to Kendom, that was great too. I like that, you
Yes.
know. Gosh.
That was excellent. I I like my favorite scene was that it's a very surreal moment, and I want to compare it to scenes that you've probably seen from directors like David Lynch, or for the Evangelion nerds out there, Hideaki Anno, where Barbie is facing her literal creator, Ruth Handler, in this big white space.
Mhm.
And the dialogue they have together, it's so good. I was not expecting that from this film. I was not expecting like top tier cinema. And that's what I got. That is my very favorite. I love those kind of scenes where characters are genuinely expressing themselves. I mean, of course I'd love monologues. Like I never shut up anyway.
Dude,
Um,
that's the scene that made me cry. I was just bawling my eyes
mhm,
out because she showed her what it was like to be human, all the
yeah.
emotions that you feel, everything. I'm like, I don't want to watch this movie anymore. It's hurting me.
It's such a great one though.
It is.
And I don't know. I like it a lot. I might watch it again today. Actually, I'm off today.
Yeah, good.
I took off for a week to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and that I haven't done that. I played a little bit, but I spent all yesterday like cleaning the fuck up, and then I pulled a complete Ken move and decided, you know what? I
It's
haven't
time
drunk
for a
anything in a
brewski
while.
beer.
Yeah, and I got completely obliterated. I was like, what the fuck? This how?
You know what I really thought was funny? It was that scene where they start playing the guitar. Like Ryan
Yes.
Ken starts playing the guitar to her, and then
I
it's like
wanna
four.
push you around. Well, I will. Well,
Oh my
I
god!
will.
And then it's 4 hours later, and they're still fucking playing. I'm like, oh my god! And you just
Yes,
zoom out, and you see all the Kens doing the same thing. I'm like, this is fucking stupid, but
it
funny.
is.
It's like, why did, why did that Ken pick that song? Like, did he hear it somewhere in the real world and thought this is what a real man song is?
Probably yes.
Yeah.
So here's the funny thing about that. Matchbox 20 was huge when we were younger, right? I mean, they had banger after banger. I don't know that it's really fair to call them bangers, but I enjoyed the shit out of them.
Yeah, no, they had
Push
good songs.
was
Yeah.
one of them. And what's funny to me is that there are people, young people, 20 somethings, who saw this, and the little tweens too, and said, did you know that that song was actually a song? They didn't make it for the movie. And I was like, oh, fuck. I am sitting at a
Oh,
restaurant just trying to enjoy my goddamn lunch, and these fucking tweens just ruined my entire day.
we have made it to that point in our life where we are no
Yep,
longer young because my
I
kids do
know.
that to me all the time. They discovered the song called Lemon Tree. Do you know that song from the
Lemon
90s?
Tree. Who sang it?
I don't, hold on. Lemon Tree song. Fool's Garden. I just remember it from that
Oh,
day, you know? And my kids were asking Alexa to play it and like, hey, have you heard this new song? I'm like, bitch, that song was around when I was growing up, man. I remember being a kid listening to that song. We're old. We're fucking
yeah.
old.
I used to really love new metal because I'm a tryhard. Of course I would. And I saw that Korn is releasing the 30th anniversary edition of their first album.
Jeez.
Let me tell you something. That puts me in a mood to go and create my own Mojo Dojo Casa house. So
Ah,
I do have another scene that I really enjoyed. It's the internal Kensurrection, right? After after playing the guitar at all the Barbies and getting in their heads, the Kens have a war for each other, right? Well, with each other, I guess I should say. And it's so fucking funny because you have some of the best actors, the funniest motherfuckers alive in this scene, just going ham. They know how silly it is and they enjoy it. And of course, Simu Liu is there doing backflips and shit. It's like, we get it. Shang-Chi, calm down. Also, when's the next one coming out? I fucking got to see this shit. Um,
I just thought it was funny that they went from fighting to doing a dance off. And then they were,
that is the most
right?
Ken thing ever.
And then they were just holding hands and they realized they were like, fucking up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or when they
It is
realized, no,
brilliant.
no, no, when they were done that fight, they went back to the dream house or whatever, and they realized
Mhm.
they were too late to vote and everything was changed back. And they're like, what do we do now? We just form a circle like they're tree huggers trying to protect the tree. You know what I'm saying?
That was great. I I would recommend this movie flat out. If you like good comedy, if you like excellent characterization, good acting, and the special effects for what they are perfect, this is a film that you're going to enjoy.
I think anyone from all walks of life at any age is going to enjoy this movie.
Yes. Well, maybe not all walks of life. I don't see this being that big in Mississippi, honestly.
I don't know much about Mississippi, but okay.
Just trust me, you don't want to go there. And if anyone in Mississippi hears this and thinks, well, I'm glad you're gone. Shit, baby, so am I.
Well, you know
So
what?
am
Maybe they
I.
would enjoy the Dojo Mojo Casa House.
They, yeah, they
They would
definitely
enjoy
would.
the horses and the trucks. I just don't
Yeah, that's,
understand how he pulled that together from reading books about patriarchy.
I think that Ken's constant misunderstanding is a testament to who he is, just clueless, desperately in need of direction, and not all that good at figuring things out on his own. This is
He
this
can't
is great
even
though.
beach.
Yes. One of one of the things I really enjoyed is that they didn't do not a they. It was made by one person, Greta Gerwig. Um, the way that she handled Ken's relationship with Barbie was to you can see the dog in the background. Bye, Benny. He's sick
Oh,
of my shit.
hi.
Um, but she didn't make a relationship, and I think that's what people would have walked in expecting, or maybe even wanting.
Yeah, that they would be like a
And
love interest, right?
yeah, and there just wasn't. And I think he at the end he tried to do the verbal equivalent of a DM slide, and she's like, "No, no, not gonna happen." And to Ken's credit, after he was done being a sobbing little crybaby fuckwad beta male, he accepted it. So, good.
You know what? I thought it was actually more fitting that she didn't do that because
Mhm.
he really was just an accessory to the Barbie dolls.
He
And
was.
that's what
And
he
that's
was in the movie. He had no
mhm.
purpose. They had no home. They were just there
he's
to live for her.
he's just Ken.
Exactly. So, And on the
So,
flip side, you were talking about feminism, right? It
mhm.
showed the world what it would be like if women were in charge in Barbie Land. But what they realized at the end of the film was they were just like the real world where men were in charge and women had nothing. So
Mm.
even in the idealistic Barbie Land, they didn't get it right either because the Kens were oppressed technically.
Yeah. So that's a good point. That's a fantastic point. This movie, we call it feminist, right? But the
It's more like
portrayal
a
of,
equalist, right?
I mean, I guess the word would be humanist, but
Mm.
um, its portrayal of how negative that patriarchal thinking can be to men was unexpected. Well, I mean, all of it was unexpected, but that I really appreciated because it's it very capably through the medium of cinema and entertainment shows, hey, this shit is not cool, like at all. So I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I just appreciate it. This is a fine piece of filmmaking, and I think that it's going to be one that is talked about for a very long time. Do you remember way back in the 90s, early 2000s? I think everyone was like about what's that film? Clueless,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
Or Legally Blonde.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, those movies walked so that Barbie could run. Because
Yes,
if that
absolutely.
interest had not been there, I don't think that this would have been made. I don't
No.
think so. Um, but yeah, like it's a great film. I don't know what other praise I can give it. It's a good fun movie. If you like good movies, go watch Barbie. It's streaming now on HBO Max as of the time that we're recording this. We're not affiliated with Max. They don't know we exist and they never fucking will.
No,
But
they won't. No, they won't.
it's
But hey,
okay.
we're here if you ever want to sponsor us to talk about the movies on Max.
They absolutely won't.
No, they won't.
Jesus
We are
Christ, Barbie Land is
nobodies.
a dream, but you're hallucinating. That's
Hey,
just
hey,
a
hey.
delusion.
Listen,
What?
you gotta you gotta dream big. Put it out there. That's the whole point in the Barbie movie.
I
You can be
guess.
anything. If as long as you put your
No,
mind to
you
it.
can try to be anything.
Fine.
Just because you try doesn't mean it's going to work.
That's true. That's true.
But I would actually, you know what? I would rather have that kind of disposition to give it a shot. Maybe you fuck up, big deal, than don't even bother. Because there were some deeply cynical characters in this movie as well. Like the
Hmm.
daughter, she was just not about anything until about halfway through the film. Then she got on board. But yeah. What can I say? It's
You know
the
what?
themes that Barbie tackles.
Yeah.
What's up?
I was going to say the daughter might actually be an accurate representation of Gen Zers, or what are they now? Are
Hmm.
they Gen Alphas? Gen Zs? Gen Alphas?
I think Gen Z is the cutoff is like 16 years old now, I think. So that could be Gen Z. Maybe? I don't
Whatever the
know.
new younger generation is. Because they were raised differently than we were. They were raised with the ideals of equal opportunities,
Okay.
so they would reject it.
So the current Generation Z would be people born between 97 and 2012. So they'd be between 12 and 27 years old. Gen Alpha is the progeny of Gen Z.
Hmm.
So,
So fine, Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Because they're not very, they think for themselves. We've given them the opportunity to learn from us the things
mhm.
we didn't like growing up. So she's actually a very good representation. I don't imagine, like you said, Barbies are selling the way they used to.
I genuinely don't think that they were, and maybe that's why Mattel was all on board.
Yeah.
And they need to cut that motherfucking money. Mattel makes
Listen, if they make
everything
a
though.
fucking ordinary Barbie or a hot mess mom Barbie, fuck it, I'll buy it.
That would be I would buy the fuck out of that. I would absolutely, you have the American Girl dolls or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
customize
American
them.
Mom dolls.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
there we go. We got all right, y'all. We got Louise over here. She is a chain smoking alcoholic and
Yes.
can't keep the lights on all the time. This is tragic. I don't know where did I think this was going to go. I
I
thought
don't
I thought it
know.
would be something positive, and I immediately went to like
Chain
trailer
smoking.
trash
You got the dad who went to get milk,
and
which
never
is an
came
empty
back. It's
box.
just an empty box. Yes, yes, yes.
Sorry.
A carton of cigarettes and nothing else. You could do
Oh
that.
my God.
Mattel, do
Do
this.
it. You
Give
got
us
the
an adult
drunken
line.
uncle?
Who always talks about that one time he had any success and
Yes.
won't
Come
let go of the
on.
past.
Let's do
It's
it.
me. I'm sorry. Oh God, no. That's a good fucking idea, actually.
Come on, Mattel. Do it.
And
Sponsor
that's
us.
where they
Yes.
found their $1 million idea.
They'd
And for
fucking
some
buy it.
reason, Huh?
They should fucking do it. I don't care. I want to see
Well,
those
no one
dolls.
else is gonna. You know what? Fuck it. Let's make these dolls. Actually, I have a wonderful story. So, as I mentioned earlier, we're signing the wedding papers tomorrow. We're not having a whole ceremony and things like that. We're trying to buy a house, and it's much easier to buy a house if you're married. It just is. So, in a tribute to Barbie and how fair-minded I am, I'm gonna let her keep her last name. I'm not letting her do shit. Let me not phrase it that way. She wants to keep it because the last name I have, right? Linda Allridge. What is the mental picture of someone with that name? Okay, because it ain't Linda. It's a woman who sits on the porch smoking, waiting for the cops to show up because she called them on their neighbors for playing music too loud. That's who that person is. So it's okay.
Yeah. You're not letting her do shit.
Yeah.
Don't forget, she'd have to file the paperwork to change, so she'd have to
Mm-mm.
decide if she wanted to
Well,
change
it's
her name.
also right. It's just simpler that way. So easy. We also have
I
health
didn't change
insurance.
my last name either, but that
Mm-hmm.
was like for a different reason. But now I'm actually happy I didn't
Yeah.
because in the Filipino culture, you're supposed to drop your middle name, which is your mom's maiden name, and then
Mm-hmm.
your last name or maiden name becomes your new middle name, and then your husband's last name becomes your last name. In order to do that in America, you actually need to pay money for it because it's considered a full name change. But if I was to get married in the Philippines and changed it there, it would have been an automatic. So I never did that. And now I'm actually happy that I didn't because I think about it. I am not Mrs. Richard, you know? Everything that I have done, I did
Mm-hmm.
myself. So why am I going to pass it on to his name?
I can
Everything I
appreciate
accomplished
that.
is mine. It's like being a
That is
doctor. It's
true.
like, why would I be Dr. Husband's last name when he didn't go to med school?
Well, to be fair, you also didn't go to med school, but
But my father
I
wanted me
understand.
to.
I
But,
understand.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, right. Yeah, but your dad was also like, you're gonna be a little of everything. It's money or medicine. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. Fucking hell.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think I'm
All
one
right.
of the few people in my family that didn't change my last name. So,
Uh,
feminism!
go for it. Fucking amen, I guess. I don't know what to say on that.
I think you should
So,
change your last name.
nah, nah. Although I will say I have been completely embraced by the family, so it's like I'm
Oh,
cool with this.
gosh.
I don't know how they put up with me.
They don't.
They they
You
they
were.
do,
No,
but
they don't.
okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
Go back to your corner, you redheaded stepchild.
Shit, red. Shit,
N-
no. If
We're gonna dye your hair
no,
red so I can say that joke
oh
one
my
time.
God, no, no, it ain't gonna happen.
Come
It's kind of funny.
on.
People have asked me to dye my hair a couple times because it's like, but your face looks so young. It's like, how do I fucking take that? What do you mean? I
Okay, this
guess
is
I
what
don't
it's
know.
like. It's like when you wash the dishes for too long, or you've gone
Hmm.
swimming, and your fingers are wrinkly, right? You've got the face and the body of a young person, but you got grandpa hands because your
That's
fingers
all
are all
right.
wrinkly. Come on,
Are they?
they get wrinkled after are in the shower or
Oh, it was
whatever. Yeah,
purpose of metaphor. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Old person's hair, young person's face, and well, I don't know. My internal organs are good so far as I am aware.
I don't
So
know. Your liver's crying for help.
it was last night.
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
definitely. That was stupid. I think I'm good. I don't know. I just hadn't had an opportunity to just like let it rip. And I was like, you know what? I'm home all day. I got nothing to do. Fuck it. Not again. I'm good. It reminded me why I stopped. Kids,
Good for
don't
you.
drink. It's a waste of your time
Don't drink and
and
drive.
money.
Yeah.
Do, yeah, don't ever. I'm not even gonna joke about that. Yeah, seriously, don't drink and drive. Please don't do that. Don't be the reason that I have to say that the last text that someone sent me was this fucking shitty meme of a frog on a unicycle. I don't want that.
No, I remember the joke used to be growing up back before, I realized drinking and driving really, really is serious. The joke
Yeah.
would always be, don't drink and drive, just drink while driving.
I don't know what to say to that.
I don't drink anymore
I
either.
did make I've had drinks occasionally. I just don't usually drink at home. We're completely off topic. What am I talking about? That's a
No,
Ken
no, no.
move. I just commandeered the whole
We're
conversation.
still on topic because we're talking about brewski beers.
Yes, that's right.
Brewski beers.
Um, I think I kind of it was socially acceptable and even encouraged for a while there. Now I see people pulling back on that shit, and I think it's a good thing.
Mm.
Because let's be fucking honest, folks, the problems are just not worth it. Yeah, temporary fun, long-term consequences. Frankly, the fact that I can deal with long-term consequences is nothing short of a miracle. I should be fucking dead. For whatever reason, I'm not. So, I'm happy.
Yes, and now you get to regale us with stories of your debauchery.
Debauchery? Do you mean debauchery?
Debauchery. I'm going with debauchery.
Okay, well, anyway, the debauchery. No, there wasn't actually all that much. I like to think of myself as a wholesome hoodlum. You know, I just if I get really tanked, I become so affectionate and I praise people. I want to make them feel good. That's the only thing I do in my life that makes me feel. What up?
Oh,
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
gosh.
He just needed to. This is fatty. Whenever we talk about fatty, hey, show your other eye. You can't see out of that one.
Yeah.
You're
So for
blind.
anyone who is listening to this, Anne has just held up an adorable little dachshund or dash
Dash
hound, I
hound,
think
as
you
I
called
like to
him.
call
Yeah.
him.
The dash hound of debauchery. He is overweight. He's not as overweight as he was. He's completely blind in one eye. The other one works, and he's just. We use the phrase "fatty" lovingly because that little
Yes.
waddling son of a bitch I would
Look at
tackle.
how heavy he is. Holy shit.
God damn, he's
Okay.
so confused right now.
He's like, what is happening? I just want to eat you. He's been licking me this whole time because he has a licking problem.
Yeah. Oh, Benny will do that if he wants our attention, or his favorite thing to do is like lick the spot on the bed where I lay, and I'm just like,
And then you go to
what the
sleep and it's
fuck?
wet.
Yeah, it's terrible. I throw another
Oh,
blanket on. I'm just like, God damn it. He doesn't do it all the time, but he does
Benny,
it enough that it's annoying. It's like,
stop.
what kind of saltburn shit are you trying to pull, bud? No, we're not doing this.
Oh my gosh. Getting
Saltburn.
back
That's another one
to
we could talk about.
Barbie, you know how you talked about Alan? Did you
Yeah.
catch the joke where he said some Allens got out into the real world? Think about NSYNC.
Oh my
All right.
God.
I'm pretty sure that's a reference to their one music video where they're like dolls. Did you miss
I
that
don't
joke?
I don't listen to NSYNC. I don't listen to the Backstreet Boys. Boy band pop was not my thing, but they did have that video on heavy rotation on TRL
Yes.
for at least a little while.
So you know exactly what
And
video I'm talking about.
yeah, I did not make that connection. That's fucking
Yeah, because he
hilarious.
said Allens got out and think about NSYNC. So NSYNCs are Allens.
Didn't they do a song for the Barbie movie? Am I crazy?
No, they did a song for the Troll movie.
Ew. Fucking trolls.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I figure there's probably lots of jokes in there that I wouldn't get because I don't know if this is a surprise to anyone. I didn't give a shit about Barbie growing up. I just did not fucking care.
No, I know you cared about Barbie. You had like 10 of them.
It was not 10. It was
Open
just,
that
I
box
mean, what?
back there. I'm pretty sure there's a Barbie back there. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
in that box is a badass picture of Philadelphia in the triptych
Excellent.
arrangement. Beneath that is a whole bunch of, I think, Christmas decorations. And yeah, also I have a crossbow. I
I see
shouldn't
the
have that
crossbow.
crossbow.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it. Anyway,
No, I love
yeah.
this. I love the scene where they were doing that little dance. They were
Hmm.
dancing to Dua Lipa's song. And then she's just like, hey, do you guys ever think about dying? And everyone's like, what the fuck?
Yes. That was right in the opening couple of minutes. And I genuinely feel like that set the tone of the whole movie. It was great. I was not expecting it. It's like, what the fuck she just say? What?
I'm like,
Hold on.
what?
And yeah, there was I love how into it even the movie theaters got because at the movie tavern, the girls
In
behind the bar,
Collegeville, right?
yes,
I
yes,
love
yes.
that place.
Uh oh man. So they had cocktails for the movie, right? And I think it was a Barbie lemonade margarita. I don't remember what.
Okay.
And it was so ornately decorated. It was so well done. And then the other one was the Just Ken, and it was just yellow chalk Just Ken listing the ingredients. And I was like, I will have that Just Ken.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God.
It was great. That was a I don't think I've seen such a galvanizing film in recent memory. Like, what's one everybody's been talking about? And then it had some competition. Well, not much competition from fucking Oppenheimer.
Barbenheimer. I haven't watched
Yeah.
Oppenheimer yet. I know it's out on somewhere, Max
Hmm.
Peacock somewhere, and I'm gonna watch it.
Somewheres. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we're doing the Barbenheimer thing, like dark pink.
Yes.
Like, my God,
Exactly.
it just makes sense. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, Oppenheimer, I haven't seen it yet either. I need to see it,
But I think once we
but
see it, we should do an episode on it.
I think that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Are we just becoming movie critics now?
We just
I,
might. I mean,
I,
who
fuck it.
knows?
I don't know. All
Whatever.
right.
We'll find our niche.
Maybe.
Did you notice how from the beginning of the movie, Margot Barbie, I'm just gonna call her Margot Barbie, Margot
Margot,
Barbie,
Margot Bobby.
Bobby. There's some shrimp on the Bobby.
There we go. Isn't she Australian?
She is.
Okay.
So Margot Barbie started off very stiff, very
Hmm.
doll-like, and throughout the movie she started loosening up as she started
Mm.
becoming more human. I actually liked that transition that she did because by the end of the movie she's more human than she is Barbie.
Yes. And you're right. The stiff motions completely wither away. About halfway through the film, she's moving like a human being and not like a doll.
Right.
And I don't know. I can't praise it enough just because it was something that to make me laugh, you have to surprise me. You have to show me something I didn't expect or anticipate. And unfortunately, not a lot surprises me anymore. This film had me
Surprised
fucking
you.
rolling. It
Yeah.
was great.
I would have to agree. This movie surprised the fuck out of me. Did not expect it. Thought it was just going to be one of those like bubblegum pink, you know, obscenely sweet and annoying that I'm not going to enjoy movies.
Mhm.
But it wasn't. It was thoughtful. It was funny. It showed both from the man and the woman's perspective of being oppressed. It was something else.
I thought, I mean, I've already said what I thought. I do like it. It was a very even-handed and fair film. And for that reason, I say it's a must watch.
Absolutely.
I
Ten
like it.
ten would recommend.
10 out of 10. I thought, are we going all the way to 10 or are we going to use like 5-star ratings?
I guess we can do 5-star ratings. 5 stars from me.
Yes,
Sorry,
5.
Johnny just tried to hump Pika, and Pika's not happy.
Johnny,
Sorry.
put it away, buddy. Stop
Don't.
being such a goddamn Ken.
Seriously, it's not all about that. Don't make him your girlfriend. He's a boy.
Well, I mean, they're very inclusive. Oh, yeah. That's so my mom is a very fair-minded woman, but she saw one of the Barbies and said, I'm not sure that's a girl. It's like, Mom, that's trans Barbie, okay? And she's welcome too.
Yes, all the
They
Barbies are
specifically
welcome.
had her, yes, but there was this one funny as hell moment where I think it was Ken, main Ken, um, was trying to repair a car or something, and this particular Barbie walked over and he said something really flirty and flattering, and I was like, now would you look at that? What they just did here, that was so subtle. They deliberately included a trans woman in this and made this macho fucking pretty boy flirt, right? That's a very like that caught my attention because I was like, okay, okay, this is
Inclusive as
inclusivity
hell.
of
Come
it
on.
really is.
They had wheelchair
So
Barbie,
that is
right?
true.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if that was a real thing in real life. I don't think there ever was. Was there? Oh God,
I'm
now we're
looking
gonna
it
look
up.
this up.
Wheelchair Barbie. Oh my God, Barbie
No.
Fashionista's doll with wheelchair.
What?
It's a fucking thing, and it's $18.
No.
It
Oh
is.
my God, I am showing this to the listeners. This is a real thing. Oh my God, that is so cool.
That's
All right.
I okay.
I guess I need to pay attention
Um,
more to Barbie.
well, I will say this. Um, of all the different elements of this film that I enjoyed the most, the cinematography was it was so good. It was just fucking perfect. Everything was framed like a painting. And there was this one beautiful interaction that they did a couple of close-ups, and that's when Barbie is sitting at the bus stop, I think it was, and she looks over at this old woman and says, tears in her eyes, "You're so beautiful." And this woman looks back and says, "I know it. That was Barbie. That was Ruth Handler's daughter.
Oh
That
my
was the
gosh.
Barbie creator's actual honest to God child."
I didn't know that.
They tied all of it together. And to shoot that, they just used very simple stuff. It was an honest exchange. And actually, you know what? Greta Gerwig does that a lot in the film, where she has like characters on one side of the screen, then the other, as though it's a conversation happening back and forth, which it is. Um, I like that actually. It's a very effective way of just communicating that this is an intense moment between two characters. I thought it was great.
You know what I think was a crime? That she didn't get nominated for anything.
Oh, but fucking Ryan Gosling did.
Listen, I
If that
get
ain't the
it.
most Ken move,
I get that it's a summer flick, and most summer movies don't even get nominated at all because most of them are like
mm,
in fall season that get nominated because those are when the serious movies happen.
yeah,
But the fact that this movie that was very representative of feminism and Ken gets nominated.
I don't, I don't understand why, but it's okay.
You know what? I watched it back, right, on Sunday. And you know what? Ryan Gosling did a phenomenal job portraying all the emotions that Ken went through. And I get it, but it still was very much like, this is a Barbie movie. That's all about feminism. I
Yeah,
actually think he was probably like comic relief, did a lot of crying. He was a complicated character. And I think they don't give him enough credit for that.
I think that Ryan Gosling is a great actor. Period. Like he just is. I like him. Um, but I must say, for a movie about men ruining things and taking over, to nominate the
Man.
not, yeah, seriously, it's like, well, that's terribly on brand, but I guess they were right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was good as hell in the new Blade Runner as well. That was
He
a good
was.
film.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part. I have other sentiments about Blade Runner that I could spend all fucking day talking about. Um, and that's just because I love the original so goddamn much. But that's a conversation for another time. Okay. I think that's all the bullet points. Did we actually tried to
We
coordinate for this one,
tried.
folks?
Yes. We have a
Yes.
perpetual show notes. That we're just
Yeah,
gonna
we
keep
just updated.
yeah, that we're gonna use going forward, hopefully. Um,
Mm.
Now, I guess the question is, who are we sending to hell on this fine Sunday?
I think that this one in particular, it has to be the patriarchy itself. This idea that automatically one type of person should be in control and that this is a good thing, it's fucking dumb.
You know
It
what?
does not work.
I am gonna add the matriarchy too,
Oh my God.
because you
What
know what?
magnanimity.
We shouldn't, ignore what the Kens went through living in Barbie Land, which was a
Hmm.
matriarchy. So
All right, fine. How about this? Gender shouldn't be relevant to leadership. So the people who factor that in first and foremost, they can go to hell. Can we compromise on that?
let's go. We send all those dickheads to hell.
Goodbye, Trump voters. That's probably going to be taken as a terroristic threat. And I'm going to be first on the firing line when that fat motherfucker actually
For
gets
legal
back in
purposes,
the
this is
Oval
very
Office.
much a joke. Very much a joke. NSA, do not attack. We are not on a list. Please don't do it.
The day that orange bastard dies, I will come.
That is not a
That's it. There's
threat.
no
That
joke.
isn't. There's no terroristic threat of that. You've just got a very specific kink.
When I saw the mugshot, I was like, justice. Turns out that actually helped him, but whatever. It's
God,
okay.
shit. Oh my God. Do we have a punishment for patriarchy or matriarchy? Both for both. I don't think there is a way to punish them, right? We send them to a
irrelevancy.
utopia where everything is equal.
We send them to Star Trek world. That's what we
Fuck
do.
yeah.
We send them to the future where these immutable characteristics are fucking irrelevant. That is a world worth aspiring to. Although I must say, Barbie's take on things is pretty good.
I guess,
That is it. I think that's the show. Folks, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Share, like, subscribe, do whatever the hell. I can't believe I'm saying this stuff. It sounds so pathetic and begging, but
we need
you know
to
what?
beg. It's fine.
All right. I would tie my hair back if I had any, but different kind of begging. Sorry.
Anyway, do what he said. Like, comment, subscribe, share.
And we will, if we don't see you next week, then we will definitely see you in hell.
With a brewski beer. Bye.
Brewski beers all around.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for listening, folks. We hope you enjoyed the episode. The intro and outro music is Funky Box Step by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0. If you enjoyed this episode, why not share the love by sharing the show with your friends? Or maybe your enemies. Both. Just share the episode. Thanks.